I never do this video while I drive somewhere, but this is gonna work for me because I have so much to do. I just saw the movie Bohemian Rhapsody about Freddie Mercury and the song Bohemian Rhapsody, and I knew I didn't want to go with anyone because I knew I was just gonna cry through the whole thing, because Freddie Mercury has always been like important to me in a really weird way. And I was born in 1970, I grew up with people that I loved who were gay, and they're funny and loving, good people. And man, that movie just, when he died, I was in I lived in Holland. He died November 24th 2011, and I lived in Holland at the time, but I went with my roommate to Belfast, Ireland. And when he died, I was lucky enough to be in Belfast, and it wasn't weird. They let me sit in their house with the television, just watching everything while they went around and visited. I didn't do anything. And I remember Queen. My dad bought my dad worked all the time when I was little. And one time in 4th grade, he did this. He bought a Alfa Romeo Spider. It was a convertible. And he picked me up from school, like, completely unannounced. Like, this never happened. He just showed up at school, picked me up in this new car that was a convertible silver Alpha, and it had an 8-track player. It came with an 8-track player, and the 8-track tapes, or whatever they're called, cassettes. And there was 2. One was Queen, and one was Pink Floyd, The Wall. And I think I was, anyway, it doesn't matter, but being in it wasn't new, obviously. It was a used car, but it was new to our family. And we were so poor, and it was so cool to have a car like that. That was a convertible. And, you know, my dad was young, and he'd gone through so much in his childhood. Probably shouldn't be driving. I thought this would help if I'm driving. I have something to focus on, but everything was too much money. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. My whole life, we couldn't afford anything. Everything was just nothing. And I had to wear secondhand clothes, which is not a big deal. I was lucky to have clothes, but my mom was good enough to start getting clothes from other towns so that no one would recognize their clothes on me, because that happened once and it was awful. Anyway, so it was a big deal. My parents lost so many babies that they thought they couldn't have kids, and so my dad kept going through jobs. My mom finally said, "What do you really want to do?" Because I'm not going to bore you with it, but he was a sign painter, he was a ditch digger, he did all these jobs. And one day my mom finally said, you know, we can't live like this. You're going through jobs, I don't know what's next, you know, and there's no stability. And she says, "What do you really want to do?" He's like, "I don't know." She says, "Forget about money, forget about time, forget about everything. What do you want to do? More than anything, if nothing was a factor, and just you got to do it. He goes, well, of course I'd fly airplanes. And she goes, then you're gonna fly airplanes. And so they took out a loan for $8,000, and I ended up going to the same exact school. So that was in 1969 or 70, and I ended up going to the same school in 1993, and so that's kind of fun. But fun fact. So as soon as he started flight school, my mom got pregnant with my brother and I, and I forgot to mention she died and came back to life during one of the deliveries of the babies that they lost. And I have so many stories because I actually visited the grave site, in 1994. Anyway, I'm trying to stay on track here, but so my dad went to flight school. My mom, there was some stuff going on with the pregnancy. Thought he was going to lose her again. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we ended up being born like 3 months early. And our incubator bills from being born, what happened was they were able to take one of us home after like a month, but the other one had to stay in the incubator longer. And when they came back to pick up the second baby, they said, you owe us this money, and my mom said, well, I can't pay that. I can't pay it. And I have another baby just like it at home, so I don't know what you want to do, but I promise I will pay. So did a payment plan, and my brother and I were 8 years old when they paid off the bill from us being born. And so we couldn't afford anything. Everything was. And then my dad picked me up in that car. It was just like, oh my God. Mom is gonna be so mad, but this is so fun. And there was this spirit in the car, in my dad, in me, that matched Freddie Mercury. And hearing that song, hearing that Queen 8-track tape playing, changed my life. It changed my whole life. I didn't know I was empathic. I had no idea. I just knew that music was important, and I knew that that man was important. And anytime I'd ever seen Queen, I just love Freddie Mercury so much, and I love the people in the band so much. This movie was incredibly well done. Like, if you don't have any idea how much I just love that band. They mean so much to me personally in my life. Changed my life. Like, to be a little kid and you're so poor, you can't ever get ice cream from the ice cream truck. You can never have new clothes. You can never have this, on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, one day, your dad just shows up in new to you as a kid, this new car that's a convertible. Hearing these songs that are like pure spirit and power and empowerment, and like, fuck it. I'm gonna be who I am, Okay. So I'm watching the movie and I'm sobbing, and I need to buy the movie because I didn't see half of it because my eyes were squeezed shut. I was drying my eyes with a really rough napkin. And anyway, I just think, like, the movie was so well done. Like, many movies because I was a movie theater manager, projectionist, and candy ticket person and all that. And, you know, I've seen, you know, when you see a lot of movies, you think, well, they could have this, they could have done that. You know, like, not picking it apart, not being, you know, this movie was perfect to me. It was perfect. And there's just so much love and so much spirit. And, you know, the way they showed the concerts quickly, the way they got so much information out on Queen so smoothly and so perfectly, that movie was incredible. And it's so good. It's beyond good. But they ended all their shows, you know, in the 70s with, we love you, we love you, we love you, you know? And, you know, you see these massive crowds for these Queen shows, and, you know, We Will Rock You, and the band playing, and the people, like, everybody connecting, and there's just so much love there. And, you know, who didn't know Freddie Mercury was gay? I mean, but whoever didn't love and accept Freddie Mercury because he was gay, they missed out, you know, they miss out. And same with all my relatives and any of my friends that are gay, that other people along their lives didn't accept and didn't love anyway. It's those people's loss. But now I don't understand why it's okay to not love and not accept someone who has a different political view than you. I don't understand, why is your sexual preference different than your political preference? Why are people mean to conspiracy theorists? You know, I made a video already about how I got triggered by somebody acting, you know, thinking I'm a conservative Republican, and that's fine. Because I posted something, I do need to make this correction. So in that video, it was like something about loving people makes everything easier. It's easier just to love everybody. And in the video, I had said that a client that I posted this video for, which talked about Hillary Clinton being guilty, I said about that client who, you know, I got the information. I get information for people psychically from far away. I've never met this woman, but in the video, I referred to her as a conservative or a Republican, and after I made the video, my guides, my angels, corrected me, because that's not necessarily true, and I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it at the time, but just because somebody thinks Hillary Clinton is guilty or evil or blah 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 doesn't mean that they're a conservative. It doesn't mean that they're a Republican. It doesn't mean anything. They just think Hillary Clinton is guilty. So I made that mistake in my last video. I want to correct that. There's a lot of Bernie people that say so, and there's a lot of people that think Hillary Clinton is guilty. Okay, so that's fixed. I corrected that record. But, you know, if you love Freddie Mercury, you know, and it's weird. It's weird how much I love Freddie Mercury, okay? It's weird how much I love Alan Watts, who died in 1973. It's weird how much I love Freddie Mercury. In fact, when I had kids, so my son was 3 years old, there was only a couple bands that I was really, well, a few bands that my son had to learn. Queen was one, obviously Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Bob Dylan. Anyway, he was 3 years old, and he just finished soccer in this place, and this Queen song was playing really quietly, you know, over the loudspeaker in this building that we were in after soccer. And he was 3 years old. He was almost 4. He was still 3, and he goes, "Mom, Mom." And he points up towards the speaker and he goes, "Queen!" And I was like, oh, so proud of my child. And so I thought that was a cool thing. But anyway, think about Freddie Mercury. If you're a liberal-minded person or a democratic person, and there's so much hatred for Trump supporters and Trump and Republicans and conservatives, and I totally understand where you're coming from, because I watched on Twitter and the news that people have posted and what they're taking in, what they're believing, what they're being told. They really think that these conservative people are against brown skin. There's all these lies out there, you know? All these lies, so many lies, turning people against each other. And it has to be okay, because otherwise I'm going to hurt myself through the resistance. But I have to tell you, you know, if you're against somebody because of their political views, if you hate them or think you hate them because of politics, then you're really, I love you and I accept you, but you're no better than the people who didn't accept Freddie Mercury. You're really no different. It's not okay just because it's politics. It's the same fucking thing. What's politics? It's a fucking belief system. It's beliefs. Beliefs can be changed. You know? It's not your job to change people's minds. It's not your job to make them think like you. What are you doing? If you don't love and accept people, you only hurt yourself, because all we have is people. There's people everywhere. I can't go anywhere without there being people, you know? And we think, oh, well, I don't like this chunk of people, like, they should leave. Okay, so they leave. Let's say they leave this country. Let's say the chunk that you don't like leaves. Okay. Let's say that chunk leaves. They're still connected through the collective vibration. I had someone make fun of me for vibration. and I was like, your vibration is exactly the same as all the people that you hate. Just so you know, like, if you hate or if you don't love and accept people, your vibration is the same as all those people, because they're the ones you're looking at. And I'm not crying because I want everybody to get along, because I know that's never going to happen. It's okay. It's all right. No one has to get along. You don't have to get along. But why I'm doing these videos and why I even bother talking at all is that I'm astonished that so many people are so easily manipulated to hate. It's not your nature. It's not in your nature. It's really not. And I'm not going to call you stupid. You know, I'm not. And I would like you to wake up. I would like to just tap you gently and lovingly on your third eye, tap you on your forehead and go, are you happy? Are you really happy? If you don't like people, you aren't as happy as I am. No matter who you get away from, you're still connected to them through the collective vibration. And I'm not giving away the movie at all, but there was a point in the movie where he had gotten away from the people who loved him, and he was with people who didn't. They were lower vibrational people. They didn't love him as much. You know, they didn't love him. They weren't capable of love, okay? The people that he ended up being around, he wasn't really capable. They weren't really capable of love. And he found his way back. He found his way back by making choices to come back and to take responsibility for bad choices, to apologize. That's all that you can ask from a human being. One time I told my dad, after my mother died, I asked my dad, did you ever cheat on Mom? Or did you ever cheat on my mother? It's so stupid. But, after my mom, when my mom was gone, I was just like, I don't know. I told my dad all these bad things I had done. And he was like, oh, God, why are you telling me this? I'm like, I've had this on my mind, I didn't want to, I just want to get it off my chest, but I didn't want Mom to know. And so then I said, well, did you ever cheat on Mom? Did you ever, now that she's not here anymore? And he's like, I said, if you ever cheated on my mother, I would never forgive you. If you ever cheated on Mom, I would never forgive you. And he said to me, I hope you never do anything someday. I hope you never make a mistake that someone you love more than anything, more than life itself, can't forgive you for. I hope that never happens to you. What you're doing to me right now. He's like, I love you so much. I love you more than life itself. And I hope you never hear those words that you just said to me from anybody else's mouth. We're just here to love each other. I mean, everyone should know that. How do you not know? How do you not know that? And I don't just mean if you're liberal, you love just the liberals, and conservative, you just love the conservatives. And if you're gay, you only love gay people. And if you're straight, you only love straight people. And if you're religious, you only love religious people. And if you're an atheist, you only love atheists. And if you're a conspiracy theorist or a flat earther, you only love them. Like, that is not how it works. It's not, and you should all be smarter than that. When you feel love and you feel loved, it feels so good. Right? And when you feel hate, it feels so bad. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say one choice makes you feel good, another choice makes you feel bad. It's like when you have when you're losing like a thing on your tongue, a taste bud on your tongue, or if you have a canker sore and you're like, it really hurts when I do this. Oh, it hurts. Or this milk is bad, taste it. Why? Why would you do that? But all these people are doing that because they're believing this bullshit. I had some family come down, and I swear to God, there was someone that voted for Trump that, they didn't say who, I think they know that this person voted for Trump. And then they didn't. And so they're watching one side of the news, and I believe that they honestly felt like they were going to come and console this poor person who voted for Trump and now totally regrets it. And they were like, oh. And the person was like, woohoo, I'm so happy. Business is great. I'm happy. Look at everything I've done. So happy. And they were like, the other people were like, I wouldn't say shell-shocked, but they really didn't understand. And I was like, wow. There is such an incredibly high level of programming happening right now. And people aren't even fighting over the same thing. It's like the pro-life, pro-choice thing everywhere. The pro-life people don't think that they're anti-choice, and the pro-choice people don't think they're anti-life. So they think they're fighting, they think they oppose each other, but they really don't. They don't. There is common ground in everything. You just have to talk to each other. Oh, man. It really is just easier if you just bless, forgive, respect the free will choices of, and love every other person. It really, really makes your life easy. It really, really, really sets you free. I'm just in dismay sometimes at how programmed people have allowed themselves to become. But the good news is you can always take your power back whenever you want. It doesn't matter who you gave your power to. They can't use it. I mean, it can be used against you, but you're still allowing that. If watching the news makes you mad, if you want to know something, you can just go on. You can just go on YouTube and find out. When I wanted to know what was in the hacked emails, when I wanted to know what was in the emails, I just read them. I read the WikiLeaks documents. I read the emails. Okay. And everyone that read the documents, everybody that read those emails from the DNC, I don't know anyone that disagrees. Everybody that read the emails is on the same page. I've never seen anyone who read what I've read, the emails that I've read, the actual documents, that disagrees with each other. They're all like, huh, holy crap, but huh, okay, you know. I read the emails for myself because I want to see what was in there. And so did other people. And then I saw people like on TV with opinions about the emails, but they clearly didn't read them. Just read them. If you want to know what's in there, read them. Just read them. They're right there. There's so many places you can find anything you want to know. You want to know. I mean, I'm telling you, it's all there. It's everywhere. The internet is connected the entire world. I can ask someone questions who live in Iran, who live in Australia. It's very easy. I've talked to people who live in this tiny country of Montenegro. You can talk to anyone you want in any part of the in any part of the whole world. We live in an awesome world. And the more we it's a perfect system. The more we love each other and the more we accept each other, the more freedom we get. The more freedom we get, the easier it is to love and accept each other. I mean, it's just such a no-brainer to me. And I know that I have one more video to make in this series, but I mean, I don't know what I'm going to say. I feel like I say the same thing all the time. But I guess maybe you need to see it or feel it from all different points. But I love you. I really love you. And and you have a powerful spirit inside you. So does everybody else. Everybody does. There's a powerful spirit in there, and there's so much love in every human being. And when you love them, you amplify that love, you feed that love. When you love them, it helps them and it helps you. When you accept them, it helps them and it helps you. And I love and accept Freddie Mercury so much. And his spirit was so powerful to me. And my dad's spirit is powerful to me, and my spirit is powerful. But I don't want to talk. I don't want to, I mean, I'm just doing this because I'm guided to do this. But I just, anyway, I had this teacher, Mr. Rogers. I want to shout out to Lance Rogers. Lance Rogers, I was writing my book this morning, and I remembered this thing that I did in high school. So I was the class clown, and I was in this class, junior year, called Social Studies. And somebody dared me, the class, we all had to dress up, so I had this long skirt on with this flounce on the bottom, and these shoes that had little heels. And Social Studies was two classes combined, and there was an English and there was a it was called American Studies. And it was two combined classes. One was English and one was Social Studies. And the teachers were like, it was almost like they felt like they won the lottery getting to teach this class. We got to go on these field trips. We had to dress up, and I was wearing this skirt and these little heels, and somebody dared me to go. I got to the top of the escalator, and then somebody dared me to, they said, I wonder if you could run down that escalator. I said, I could do it. And they're like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, yeah, no, I could. So there was an up escalator right next to the up escalator that my whole class was on. So I was running down the up escalator, and it was long, and it was exhausting, you know. And I was running, and my class is going up next to me, and they're watching me, and I really loved everyone in high school. I honestly loved everybody in high school. My high school, New Milford High School, I loved everybody. I just could see it in all of them. And so I was right near the bottom, and Mr. Rogers was standing right there at the bottom like, Miss Bates, you go up that escalator right now. You do not know. And I was like, oh, you can't. And I'm like fighting with him because I'm like right near the bottom, like, oh my God, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious after all this work that I don't just get to like finish. Let me just finish. As I'm like running down, he's like, no, go up. And so I had to look up quick to kind of gauge if I would get away with what I wanted to get away with. So I did. I took a quick peek at his eyes, and I saw his spirit in there. I saw that little glimmer in his eyes, and I'm like, and he was like not yelling at me, but sort of yelling at me, and that was his job as a teacher, to make me do what he wanted me to do. You know, he was supposed to do that. But I saw in him, he loved it. He loved me. He loved my spirit, and I knew I could get away with it. So I touched the bottom with the foot, and then I hopped back on the escalator and I rode it up, and he acted mad, but he didn't act very well because he loved it. I know that he loved it. I'm gonna go with that. No, I know he did love it. So that's Lance Rogers from Sherman, Connecticut. And if you know him, send him this video and tell him that I love him so much. Another thing I did in that class, and this is my last story, so you can like, I'm just gonna tell the story and I'm done. But you can like stop watching right now. In this class, Mr. Rogers made you write what grade you thought you deserved and then why. And so I didn't read any of the books in the class, which was obvious because when I took tests, you could tell, like Grapes of Wrath, he was like, what happened to the main character, whatever, because all the Cliff Notes were gone. So the question was, what happened to so-and-so? And I said, he died or she died, whatever it was. And I got the gender wrong of the main, and it was the main character. And he marked it wrong. And I said, how is this wrong? And he says, well, that's not right. The character died. The character didn't die. The character, first of all, it was the opposite gender. And then, second of all, it went on to do all the things that happened in the book. And I was like, but we all die, you know, so I'm not wrong. Eventually, that character has to die eventually. So I'm not wrong. Of course he or she died. And he was like, oh my God. Anyway, so I was that kid in class. So that's how I earned my status as the class clown. But so we had to say what our grade was, what we thought our grade should be, and then why. And so everybody's writing like normal stuff, like they thought they should get an 80 or they should get a 90 or they should get a, you know, whatever. So they were all reasonable. You know, this is how people think. They think, I'm just going to be reasonable. I think I deserve an 85, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, because I studied and blah, blah. So I said, I deserve like 150. Because he wasn't saying what, he didn't read out loud, so he would just say to the people, I have this many points higher, this many points lower. So I'm like, all right, I think I deserve 150. Because I make this class fun for everybody. And whatever. So I wrote my little paragraph. And so she's going, I have 5 points higher, 5 points lower, 10 points higher, you know, for a couple of the girls that were like, oh, really? And then he gets to mine, he goes, Miss Bates, oh. And he goes like, I have 70 points lower or 80 points lower, right? So the whole class, no one's thinking that I wrote that I deserved over 100, because that would be insane. So they're thinking that I wrote 100, maybe, you know, at the most. I wrote that. So they're all thinking I'm gonna get like a 20, maybe a 30, and they're like, the whole class, you know. So it's like at least 50, like 55 kids go, or 54, because not me, because I knew. Like 50 kids go, oh my God. They all look at me like, oh my God, we feel so sorry for you. And I'm like this. I'm like, what? And he's like, you can't be serious. I said, I am serious. Oh my God, it was so funny. But anyway, like, make your life fun. I'm telling you, like, as soon as you die, when you die, When you're over there, and Freddie Mercury died at freaking 45 years old. 45. November 24th, 2001? No. 1991. Oh, God. Was it? 1991. November 24th, 1991. Freddie Mercury left this world. At 45. So, stop. If you want to be happy, be happy. Just be happy. Don't let people tell you to hate other people. It's so stupid. Whoever's trying to get you to hate other people, they don't get it. They're the ones that don't get it. You're going to listen to those people? I mean, I'm no genius. But I'm happier than most people that I see. Much, 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 much happier. You can't do crap with a low vibration. You can't do crap in your life with a low vibration. Well, you can get sick and you can die early, but you can't do crap if you're not happy, if you're not doing something. It doesn't serve anybody if you're like misery, moping, feeling sorry for. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. So you have to choose what are you going to do with your life? As soon as you die, you're over there. And I'm telling you, the people who've passed that I talk to, they get over there and they're like, oh, wow. It's like over so quick. You know? Run down an escalator. And if you love Freddie Mercury even a quarter of as much as me, then remember this. If you love him, remember, he loved being loved and accepted. He did powerful things. He wrote songs, and he loved his band. His band loved him. They did powerful stuff. They did Live Aid. They did so much good stuff for the earth, for the people, for people. If people are happy, the earth is happy. If people are happy, they don't do bad things to the earth. Anyway, if you love Freddie Mercury even a quarter of as much as I do, just love and accept other people. See where it is that you're being turned against a group. And, you know, there's some conspiracy theorists that say AIDS was targeted, the homosexual population. You know, and if that's true, that makes me mad. Because I miss Freddie Mercury. And he's someone that, I don't care how long he lived, he would have been awesome. So, do it for Freddie. Love everyone. Accept everyone. Do it for Freddie. And I love you. Take that in. Love you!